Lilia is a clear example that Riot chooses favorites when it comes to champion releases. While Lilia received a 1.5 minute 3D cinematic where half of it wasn't even about her, but the dating sim in the Spirit Blossom event, Yone received a goddamn 4-minute long anime of him beating up a demon, and then a 10-minute 3D cinematic of him beating up another demon! But I digress. Lilia also came at a weird time. Between the guy who needed 20 nerfs, the guy who needed 20 nerfs, and the guy who's probably going to get 20 nerfs, Lilia is possibly the most balanced champion we've seen in a while. And I don't just say that because she hasn't seen a balance change since her release, which is a pretty foreign concept at Riot Games. So join me as I show the honest truth about Lilia. Lilia's passive is Dream-Laden Bow. Every time that Lilia hits an enemy unit with any of her basic abilities, she applies a 3-second dot that does 5% of a target's max health and magic damage. This dot is also capped on monsters up to 100, and you might be wondering why. Why would it be capped on monsters? Well, during playtesting, a level 1 Lilia could actually solo Baron Nashor when it was uncapped, which resulted in one of the most wonderful placeholder splash arts that you could ever imagine. Yeah, you like that one? This passive is also why Liandry's is a must-buy on the champion, as if you hit them with any ability, now you're doing around 10% of a target's maximum health and magic damage just from the ability alone. And that doesn't even count if they're movement impaired, which gets the ability up to almost 15% of a target's maximum health because the passive refreshes every tick of Liandry's. Lilia's Q is Blooming Blows. Passively, every time that Lilia hits an enemy with an ability, she gains a stack of Prance stacking up to 5, each stack giving Lilia bonus movement speed. This one passive makes up the majority of Lilia's playstyle of being this small deer that's running around at Mach 5 for the entire game. Late game with full build and phase rush, Lilia turns into this! And I don't even want to get into logistics of that. Actively, Blooming Blows makes Lilia swing her stick around her. Think of it like a Darius Q. But instead of receiving bonus damage and healing at the outer edge, Lilia gets movement speed and true damage at the edge. Knowing that things like exhaust don't even help with true damage, and that it should be given very sparingly to champions, why have all three of Riot's newest champions had it on non-ultimate abilities? It's like Riot wants to make tank items even more relevant than they already are. Lilia's W is... Watch out, Eep. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I just said that. Lilia winds up and dashes to a targeted location around her, dealing magic damage in a circle. The base damage and scaling on this ability are pretty terrible, and due to how slow it comes out, you're probably never landing this ability on an enemy champion that isn't CC'd. However, if you do manage to hit the exact center of this ability, it doesn't do just more damage, it does triple the damage! Thinking about her Q and W, it's like Lilia's minigame as a champion is just how many sweet spots Riot can fit into her. This ability is also really nice to dodge skill shots with, especially if you're slowed. Since slows apply after movement speed increases and Lilia's W will always move at the same speed no matter what, that means even if you're hit by Zillion's 99% point and click slow, you're still going to get where you're going when you want to get there as a way to dodge skill shots if you're really in that desperate of a situation. Lilia's E is Swirl Seed. When activated, Lilia lobs out a seed that starts rolling on the ground. If the seed hits an enemy unit, it'll be slowed for 3 seconds, and it also explodes in a little cone around the initial target. This ability is also global, which means that it'll go as far as possible before colliding with an enemy unit or terrain. To be honest, the damage on this ability is about as bad as the non-sweet spot on her W, and you're really just using it to slow and proc your passive with empowered Liandry's. To be honest, you're probably going to miss this ability most of the time if you try to go for long-range snipes if the enemy's monitor is actually even turned on. But if you do land a long-range one, then this ability is actually really deadly when paired with Lilia's ultimate. Lilting Lullaby is Lilia's ultimate, and it's what allows Lilia to solo win teamfights, get Forerunners in the post-game lobby, and automatically be accepted into LCS Academy. When activated, every champion that is affected by Lilia's passive becomes drowsy for 1.5 seconds before falling asleep for 2 to 3 seconds. When awakened by non-minion damage, every target affected takes bonus magic damage. And while that all sounds well and good, it's not necessarily the true damage of a Zoe bubble, I forgot to mention that this ability is global. Because it fucking is! Which means if Lilia just so happens to hit you with a long-range E, and her fingers just so happen to hit the R key, be ready for your anus to be ripped in twain as the monkey laning with you gets a free kill and hits you with the thickest of thummies. Hey everybody, my name is Tarian and I'm a new League of Legends streamer and content creator. I wanted to make my first actual edited video that's not just a little stream highlight about my current main and favorite champion, Lilia. This video was also inspired by both Magikarp U's Fly's actual champion spotlight and Scooch's Can We Talk About This series. After watching Scooch's Decline of League of Legends video and learning I have access to good video editing software through my university, I decided to give a shot at something that I've been wanting to do for nearly 4 years now. So if you did like this video, please go leave a comment down in the description and tell me who you want me to do an honest truth about next time, and I'll be sure to get to that. Also, please do subscribe and leave a like on the video as it really does help me out. And go follow me over at twitch.tv/TheTarians where I stream quality diamond gameplay every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's it. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.